All right, y'all. Welcome to Unity in the Community. It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the capital city. They got the shades closed today, AJ.
They do.
I can't see all the beauty out there. I'm gonna open. He's gonna open them up now. I was gonna open them up on the break. I just love the sunlight and the daylight, and the view is absolutely spectacular here on Monument Circle. There's a lot going on in the circle. They've got a DJ down there that's just really bumping, and we can see the monument here. This used to be called Governor Circle back in the late 1800s when Indianapolis became a city, and this was built. It was called Governor Circle, and now it's called Monument Circle. Anyway, welcome to the show on today. We're going to have a wonderful time. I am joined by Summer Wilson. She is a local realtor, expert in real estate, and she's going to share some information with you on today. The feds are saying rates are going to be changing, so it's supposed to be going lower here pretty soon. How might that affect the real estate market? I know that there are several of you who are listening who could use some information as to how to get ready either to buy or sell your home. So we've got a lot of information ready for you on today. The number to call to be a part of the show on today is 317-972-3008. Again, it's 317-972-3008. Make a note of it, 317-972-3008. That's the number you'll need if you have questions for our guest on this afternoon. I want to take a moment to pray for you before we get started. Father, we thank you and praise you for this opportunity that we have to share with our listening audience. We thank you for unity in the community and unity in our city. Your word says, Psalm 133:1, behold, how good and pleasant it is for all of us to dwell together in unity. Help us to work for that. In the prophecy of Jeremiah, your word says that we are to work for the peace of the city, for when the city has peace, we will all have peace. So let us not think that if we have peace in our own square, that we have peace everywhere. Let us always be mindful that we are our brother's keeper, and we thank you for this time. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. All right, Summer, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're going to be right in front of this mic right here.
Gotcha.
All right, thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much for having me today.
It is good to have you. Who is Summer Wilson, and who do you represent?
I am a local realtor here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I work for FC Tucker, the Keystone office. Just recently got there in about March, and I absolutely love it. I service my goal is to service Indianapolis and to educate our community in particular about generational wealth and buying real estate and selling real estate.
That's important.
It is important.
Yeah, as people always say, they're not making any more real estate. No land, I should say. So very important, and there's a lot of wealth in real estate for folks who own real estate, and certainly for folks who are realtors. What's it like right now being a realtor?
Right now, for me in particular, it's been up and down. The rates went up last year around July, and that kind of slowed business down just a little bit because people, of course, they're scared, to pay more. Mm-hmm. But historically, the rate is not much more than it has been, in past years. So that caused a little bit of fright in consumers. But things are starting to balance back out. It is kind of I would say it's a pretty even market. We're outside of those appraisal gaps, and people, when the rates were really low, they were fighting like crazy over properties. Yeah. So it's balancing. It's pretty balanced.
Yeah, I remember when one of my daughters, she was trying to buy a house, mm-hmm. and we were going to see this house, and we were riding down the street, and we were thinking, this is a really busy street, and maybe she wouldn't want to live there, but it wasn't a busy street. It was just so many people who were at that house. Realtors were there. There were multiple offers. She didn't end up getting that house, but that was a really wild time.
Yeah, that was the wild, wild west.
So what are the trends now in the local real estate market, and how are they impacting buyers and sellers?
So right now, like I said, there's not, if you were to put in an offer today, there's probably not going to be multiple offers on it. I mean, there could be one or two, but nothing like in prior years where there would be 10, 15, 20 even offers on one property. It's pretty easy to negotiate what you want. You can basically just, you can ask the seller now for concessions, you can ask for closing costs, ask for a home inspection, ask for those things that are important to get through the deal. You can kind of negotiate those things now, as not like in prior years where you were unable to do that. And buyers and sellers, yeah, they're getting what the value of their home are. A couple weeks ago, I did have an appraisal come in like $15,000 short. So I do think that the appraisers are trying to keep inflation lower. They want to lower inflation. They don't want it to go as fast. So, I mean, I think what the fair rate, what the fair value is what you're going to get on the seller side.
All right, for those of you who are in our listening audience, 317-972-3008, 317-972-3008. If you want to ask some questions on this afternoon about real estate, that's what we're spending our time with in the community on today, talking about all things real estate. Summer, when it comes to listing prices, a lot of times folks have some idea of what they want to list their homes for. What is the process for trying to determine the best listing price for a home?
So what we do as realtors is we can do a comparative market analysis, and it's basically like an appraisal. We use a 0.25 mile radius. We use whatever sold within the past 6 months, so 180 days back, and we adjust accordingly. So let's say your house is 2,500 square feet, and but it has a basement compared to this other house that is 2,000 square feet without a basement. We make an adjustment on the basement. We make an adjustment based on the lack of square feet, and we kind of eyeball it. So we do. There's definitely an art to it. When we're telling you the price point, I think we're very well informed about it.
You have people that get upset if you say, well, this is actually the listing price, but they're thinking, oh, it should be more. Do you have people get upset with you?
Yeah, they do. Investors in particular, they want me to give them a dream, and I want to tell them exactly what they're going to get out of it. So, yeah, but most times people trust what I'm saying. But sometimes, yeah, people do want a little more out of their property than it's worth. And the appraiser, once we do get to that stage in the transaction, once we get to the appraisal, it's not going to happen anyway. It's just better to price it right up front.
Price it right up front. Transparency. And you mentioned people trust what you say. For those who are listening who perhaps may want a realtor, one, how can they get a hold of you? And then two, what should people be looking for in a realtor?
So they can contact me. My number is 317-430-2277. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram under Summer Wilson. You can contact my numbers all over my social media platforms. But I think that they should be looking for someone. I think that they should give, if they have a family member that is new into real estate, they should give them a chance, because it's a learning experience. And, there are other vetted realtors on the other end of the transaction that will help them keep it together. But if they're looking for a realtor and they don't have any relationship with a realtor, they should be looking for somebody with experience. They should be looking for someone that is going to get the job done, that they can tell that is going to get the job done. Somebody that knows how to negotiate, somebody that comes in there and that's honest. Nobody that's going to fast talk them, just somebody that's honest and and it's going to communicate. Communication is a big thing in this industry, because we're showing houses a lot of times. So, we get a lot of messages, a lot of texts, a lot of DMs, and, it's kind of, you have to stay on top of the communication, especially with somebody that has such a big investment at stake.
Yeah.
So.
And do you have a lot of people come back to you?
Yes, I do. I'm at the point in my career now where I have had a lot of repeat business and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. 317-239-1310, 317-972-3008. 317-972-3008 is the number to call if you have questions. Again, it's 317-972-3008. I gave you that old number that used to be the call-in number. I was saying that number over 20 years over the air. Summer, again, how can people call you if they wanted to call you today?
They can call me at 317-430-2277, or they can contact me on social media, Summer Wilson on Facebook and Summer Wilson on Instagram, I_M_Summer Love.
All right. So when people are thinking about buying a home, and that is a big, big investment, one of the biggest investments of your life, there are some folks on social media who are saying, well, homes are not the best investment anymore. Is that something that you would disagree with, and you feel that a home is still one of the best ways to invest and create wealth?
That is something that I strongly disagree with. You're going to be paying to live somewhere regardless. Why not be paying yourself to live somewhere? You're basically building equity. Of course, there's interest that is factored into the equation, but you're building equity that if you were already living somewhere else, you would be putting that money in anyway. It's a no-brainer for me.
All right, 317-972-3008. We got Larry on the line. Larry, we'll get to you in just a few moments here after the break. Summer, in the time that you have been doing this, what's a good age for someone who might be their first time out, they want to buy a home? What would you say to a person as far as what's the best age to get started?
I would say as soon as you can. My daughter, she bought a house at 21 years old, and by the time she's my age, she will hopefully have several. She can retire by the time she gets my age. So I would say the sooner the better. The sooner the better. She already has equity. She's living in that house. She would have been paying that anyway. The military is paying her, housing. So, she's paying that mortgage down. And hopefully if she relocates, she buys another house in another state, and she continues to do that everywhere she goes, so that by the time she's 40, she can have an option to retire. Cash out.
Option to retire.
Yep.
So first time home buyers, and I know years ago there were special programs for first time buyers. Is that something that's improved? What kind of programs are out there?
We have quite a bit of programs available right now. Actually, on the 14th of this month, there's a new program called Home Boost rolling out. It's a $25,000 grant for first-time home buyers. There are a lot of other programs that I have access to as well. 100% financing, which basically means you don't have a down payment. There's another grant out here for $15,000 that's available to first-time home buyers only. So there are a lot of programs out here for first-time home buyers. It's really not as hard as you would think. And that $15,000 grant that we currently work with, and the $25,000 one, which is very limited. It's only $5 million of that money to be allocated to first-time home buyers. So it's going to run out. When it runs out, it runs out. But the $15,000 grant that I have access to, that money can be allocated to your appraisal, your closing costs, your down payment. You only have to, your earnest money is returned to you at closing. So you do have to have the earnest money up front, which is generally 1% of whatever the purchase price is. But that money is refunded to you at closing. So really the only thing you'll be paying for is your inspection.
So these grants, $15,000, $25,000 grant, what's the process and how long does it take?
So there's a criteria for it. So you do have to make, I believe it's under $80,000 to qualify, and that's for a single income household. I will have to get all of the figures, but you do have to, you can't be making $500,000 a year and be approved for this. You would need to put down a down payment. But if you are under $80,000 a year, you would qualify for this program.
That's good. I mean, this is a single family head of household, under $80,000 a year, you can apply for these grants that will pay closing costs, down payment,
appraisal, all of that.
And how long does it usually take in your experience?
To close a house?
No, for the grants to clear.
Oh, before you can get it, all you have to do is apply. It's immediate.
Oh, really?
Just like applying with any other lender. It's a program that is with a specific lender.
Mhm.
So if you qualify for the program, then you instantly qualify for the grant too. Yep.
All right. So those of you who are out there and you want to buy a home, you can contact Summer at
317-430-2277.
430-2277. Again, that's 317-430-2277. Make a note of it, 317-430-2277. You're listening to AM 1310 and 95.1 FM, Indies Inspiration. We've got to take a break. We'll be back after these messages.
This is Reality Radio. The reality is this. America stands on the brink of opportunity to change and upgrade our direction. Two brilliant, highly qualified, and government experienced women of color are prepared and capable of totally changing the narrative of this country. Although Angela Also Brooks can only get elected by the voters of Maryland to the U.S. Senate, that seat will be the 51st vote and the tiebreaker on all critical legislation. And although it will take the voters from all 50 states to elect Kamala Harris to the presidency, the time for a definitive change in leadership has at last arrived. So now, our united mission for less than 100 days must be to support, protect, and elect both Angela and Kamala to their earned positions of power. A vote for them is a vote for your own best self-interest. This is Reality Radio with Kathy Hughes. What's your reality? What's your reality?
Sponsored by Urban One.
We are back with you from the Eskenazi Health Neighborhood Community Health Fair today, going on right now till 2 o'clock. We are coming to you from the Eskenazi Health Blackburn Center, 2700 North MLK Junior Street. And each time we come back to our radio listeners, it's more and more crowded. My guest now is Saz Day. He is a community engagement officer, one of several community engagement officers for Eskenazi Health. And Saz, what does a community engagement officer do, and why is a community engagement officer important for an event like this?
One of the primary goals of community engagement with Eskenazi Health is to build partnerships within the community and help people to understand Eskenazi has the resources and the staff to address your mental and physical health needs. So, for example, at today's event, we're doing free blood pressure checks, as well as sports physicals, as well as people get out, walk, exercise, and understand all of the community resources that are available within a small area, specifically Blackburn today.
Yeah. And Saz, I tell you, you said something really, really important that we hear all the time. I didn't know. Or resources that are available to connect people to that they have no idea exist. How do we continue to work on that?
We continue to work on that by the community engaging people, by the community engagement representatives engaging the community, as well as educating people on resources that you can use to improve your daily functioning. Because so many times, if I have a mental health or physical health need, that's going to affect my daily decision making.
Right.
So one of our goals is to get out here in the community, help people get blood pressure checks, do sports physicals, and understand that there are resources that can help them with their needs.
Especially if finances are tight. And that's the status for a lot of folks, a lot of Hoosiers. Money just isn't always available, so a lot of times health is sacrificed.
If finances are tight, Eskenazi does have health insurance options. If you have no health insurance, you can show up you can make an appointment at an Eskenazi location. You'll meet with a financial counselor, and by the end of that day, we will have addressed your need to the best of our ability and schedule a second backup appointment to address that need.
Saz, I know you like your job. I can tell by just talking to you, you love what you do. Thank you for all you do, and keep doing what you do, because the community definitely needs you.
Unleash your child's inner explorer with Cub Scouts. Build friendships, learn new skills, and have a blast during outdoor adventures. Open to girls and boys in grades K through 5, Cub Scouts provides extraordinary youth development programs that strengthen values, develop leadership skills, provide lifelong learning, and instill the habit of service to others. Join the fun and make memories that last a lifetime. Financial aid is available. Visit joinscoutsin.org to discover Cub Scouts and all scouting programs. That's joinscoutsin.org.
Work is busy. At home, pretty much the same. But you wouldn't know it because my skin doesn't look stressed thanks to Olay Retinol Body Wash. Its hydrating formula is packed with vitamin B3 complex plus retinol. I use Olay Retinol Body Wash to transform my skin from dry to moisturized and visibly renewed. Sure, I still have stress, but my skin looks amazing. Try Olay Retinol Body Wash for visibly renewed skin in just 14 days. Also try Retinol 24 Body Lotion.
All right, y'all, it's an absolutely gorgeous day here in Indianapolis. I wish we could put it in a bottle and pull it out in January. It is gorgeous out here today. A lot going on down the circle. They got ping pong, cornhole down there, football, all kind of activities that you can avail yourself to if you want to come down here on this beautiful sunny day, on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I am joined today by Summer Wilson, and we're talking about all things real estate on this afternoon. And I'm sure that there are those of you who are thinking about buying a home, or you are thinking about selling one. You have probably been in one seat or the other, so you need this information. And there is wealth in real estate. And for those of you who perhaps want to buy a home and maybe lease it out or rent it out, or buy a home and flip it. You see that on TV, Netflix, and things like that, where people are flipping homes. That's still going on. So those are all the questions that you can ask Summer on this afternoon. 317-972-3008. Summer, before the break, we were talking about the Home Boost program. Say more about that.
So yes, the Home Boost program, it will be rolling out here on the 14th of August. It is a $25,000 grant for first-time home buyers. There is a very limited amount, so it's they have $5 million to give out. So it's gonna go fast, and I would advise that if anybody wanted to take advantage of it, that they hop on right now and try to get approved for a mortgage.
So that means calling you today.
Call me today.
317-430-2277. 317-430-2277. $25,000 on the table here, y'all. 317, well, actually $5 million. And if you get in early, you know, this is coming out. It's not even out yet. It's August 14th. That's like next week.
4 days.
So if you call Summer today at 317-430-2277, you can get in line. I'm telling you. I've been leading in the community for almost 30 years, and people wait until the last minute, like an altar call, before they get in line. You don't want to wait on this. And if you're thinking about buying a home, if you're thinking about becoming a home owner, and what's the age you can buy a house? 18? You got to be 18?
You can buy a house at 18. Yeah.
All right. So if you're 18, 20, 21, just coming out of college, you need a $25,000 grant. A lot of us didn't have that when we were coming up, getting ready to buy a house. You had to go to some relatives, or, you know, go out in the backyard and dig up that mason jar that you had the little $1,000 in. But here's $5 million that's being granted. That's giveaway money. $25,000 is the amount. It is going to go fast. August 14th is around the corner, literally. So call Summer today on this summer day. 317-430-2277. So that's perfect timing.
Yeah.
for you to be on today.
Summer, yes, absolutely.
It's perfect. And then it's just, this is next week. So people can actually get in right now.
Yes.
I'm excited about this, y'all. 317-430-2277. I get excited when we're talking about money because I understand the power of money. I'm not a lover of it, but I just love what money can do. And if you want to get in line, 317-430-2277 is the number you need to call right now, and you can be a homeowner by this time next year. I get chills just thinking about it. $25,000 is going to get you a long way, and this is almost instantaneous. Now, you've been praying, and you've been asking God for a miracle. This is a miracle, y'all, that you can call 317-430-2277 right now. Right now, Summer's in the studio. This is not a replay. We are on the air, and you can line up. Get in line. There's no limit. There's $5 million, so there's no limit to the number of people that can get in line, and there's no limit to how many phone messages she can take, even right now. So if you call and you don't get her right away, she's going to save your number. She's going to call you back, leave a message. Don't wait. I can tell you, and I'm a developer to some degree out there on East 38th Street. There was nothing when we got out there. I started my own construction company. We built all those buildings, getting ready to build some more buildings called Gethsemane Gardens. Actually, Summer had a dream overnight, and someone was talking to me about wealth in owning apartment buildings and different things like that. And I know a guy in an organization, well, I don't have to tell you, it's just people need a place to live. And when I was running for mayor, I did a lot of research, and I found out that one of the big issues is housing stock. But developers are building new places. They're building new homes and apartments, and there's housing out there. And here's $25,000 possibly for you, but you got to get in line. This is real money. The Home Boost program, you heard it first right here on AM 1310, 95.1, Indies Inspiration. That's what we do. We bring you information. And I don't want you to miss out. Summer Wilson is here, 317-430-2277, 317-430-2277. Call the number now. Don't be afraid to pick up your phone and call that number right now and get in line. All right. So I spent a lot of time on that, Summer, because it's so important.
I love it. I love it. I want them to be able to take advantage of this program while it's still available. And even if it runs out, I have other resources available as well. So you guys
But this one's good.
Yeah, this one's really good. And, you know, it goes towards your down payment, closing costs, appraisal. You can buy down the rate some if you have some left over. So
buy down the rate.
Buy down the rate.
Say more about that.
So right now, our rates are in the mid 60s. They were almost 8 maybe a few months ago. So that can mean hundreds of dollars that you will save on your mortgage payment. So
which adds up over 30 years.
It adds up over 30 years, and it's really beneficial for today too, because you're compared to an $1,800 mortgage, you can have a $1,500 mortgage.
Yeah.
So
a Three Musketeer, which is the healthiest candy bar out there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. When you look at the back, Three Musketeers have the lowest amount of calories. So when I do want a candy bar, I get a Three Musketeers. Anyway, but you certainly don't want to miss out on what's happening here with 317-430-2277. Summer Wilson's here talking about the Home Boost program. You don't want to miss out on it. It's coming out August 14th, but you can get in line today. And Summer is telling us all about, and the reason why I shared the Three Musketeers story is because those candy bars are almost $2-3 now.
Inflation.
Yeah, years and years ago, AJ, we could get those candy bars for 25 cents. Now, almost $2 and $3 just for one candy bar. But when you're saving money on buying a home, you can buy all the Three Musketeers you want and share them with people in your unit. All right, so much for my corny story, y'all. 317-430-2277, 317-430-2277 is the number to call to connect with Summer Wilson on today, who's telling us about this new program, the Home Boost program, and give the litany of benefits of this program. What's going to be in this program?
The benefits of the program?
The list of things that are going to be happening.
Okay, so basically you do have to be a minority to get into the program, but yeah, there's $5 million of it. It's pretty straight to the point. There, you have to probably make you probably can't make over 80,000 is what I'm imagining. But I can get you all of the information and get you over to the lender who will definitely give you all the qualifications and walk you through exactly what you need to do.
All right, y'all. And I'm telling you, Summer represents the Tucker folks. That's a reputable brand. So we're not just out here with some ABC smooth talking company you're gonna call and they're gonna take your money. This is a reputable brand. So when critical thinking skills and you start putting all this together, Summer Wilson, a reputable realtor here in the city of Indianapolis, Tucker, and now we're talking about the Home Boost program. This is what you need to be a home owner. Does this also include someone, let's say they want a new build?
So they could possibly group this with a new build as well. Yes. That's going to be, so a lot of times with new construction, it can be a little tricky because with new construction right now, the rates are a little lower than they are with pre-existing homes or financing a pre-existing home. So in comparison to like a 6.5% interest rate with the new construction lender, with all of their specials, you can get about a 4% interest rate, 5% interest rate sometimes. So with them giving you these special deals, a lot of times you might not be able to bring a grant to the table, but I do know that one of the builders will probably absolutely be able to use this program.
So call anyway.
Yeah.
Try it, man. Try it out. Don't wait. And I've watched people miss out on these kind of opportunities. These just don't come around every day.
Not every day. Not 25,000.
Max 25,000 out of 5 million. So there's a lot of 25,000s in 5 million, but it will go fast. Hasn't started yet. So get in line, y'all. Summer, what's the number to call right now?
317-430-2277.
Give that again.
317-430-2277.
One more time.
317-430-2277.
Yeah, Amos Brown taught us to do that.
3 times.
Yeah, you got to give that number three times. All right, y'all. Let's talk some more about real estate. What are the key things home buyers should do to increase the value of their property before selling?
Well, I would encourage any homeowner to keep up with the maintenance, keep up with the mechanics of the house, get that maintenance done on the HVAC system twice yearly. Make sure that you're keeping the gutters clean. Make sure you're keeping the yard nice. Make sure that, if there's something that breaks, I know you can't maybe immediately get to fixing it, but get it fixed. And to get your house ready for the market, I would say the main thing that you would need to do is make sure those floors are clean, make sure the walls are clean, and make sure it's not cluttered. Get rid of any dry rot around the house. The buyers are looking at that stuff. They're looking at it with a microscope. So the things that you would walk into a house and notice, they're noticing it. And you're in competition with other homes, properties on the market as well. So you just want to compete, and you want to put your best foot forward.
Because it's not going to sell just because you put it up for sale.
Yeah, I mean it could, but you probably wouldn't get top dollar. You want to compete, and you want to be able to be at the top of who you're competing with. So.
All right, good information. We got to take another break. 317-972-3008. 317-972-3008. If you have a question for Summer Wilson, the realtor, she's here for a few more minutes. Don't miss out. We'll be back after these messages.
Hey family, it's Erica Campbell.
And I'm Graham from Get Up Mornings.
And we welcome you to join us here at the Get Up Church every weekday morning.
We'll help you get your day started off with all the inspiration and motivation you need to help you have the best day ever.
I'll share a faith walk with you every morning with Get Up News, and we got the music that you love.
You know how we do it, the faith and the funny.
Absolutely, we'll keep on faith walking.
Love talking.
Enjoy living on Get Up Mornings.
On Praise AM 1310 and 95.1 FM Indies Inspiration Station.
Your Indiana State Fair is here. Join us to celebrate the best of summertime.
Your Indiana State Fair is closed today. Fair Fund returns Tuesday with $2 Tuesday. Presented by Indiana Secretary of State. $2 rides, food and admission. See you there.
Enjoy the sounds and sights at this year's fair, where there's more to see and do than you ever knew. Celebrate the art and nature of fun, presented by Newfield, August 2nd through 18th. It's only here, but once a year.
I appreciate the opportunity for sure, and I think
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store.
How much time we got?
30 seconds.
Oh,
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees.
Well, 45.
And off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Mobile. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $3 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling your entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppable bottle. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppable, you just toss, wash, wow, for all day freshness.
all right, y'all. It's 12:40 p.m. in the capital city. Hopefully, you're enjoying this beautiful day. It was beautiful yesterday, too. 66 this morning. I had my windows down on my way to rebound. Yeah, it felt great. I was on my way to rebounding class. And I tell you, I had my windows down. It was just fantastic. Enjoy this day. You woke up this morning. You are absolutely incredibly blessed. And I've been wanting a hot dog since yesterday, y'all, so I may have to go find one. I'm burning enough calories where I deserve it.
Yeah, rebounding, put you together. You're good.
All right, so before the break, we gave you a number. Summer's going to give that number again. The Home Boost program is going to be starting up on the 14th of August. You can get in line. Many of you all were calling, but we want as many to call as possible. This information is fresh off the press, as it were. Summer, if you would, give the qualifications again. It's for minorities under 80,000, and then give the phone number for them to call so they can get in line.
For sure. So yes, this is a $25,000 grant called Home Boost. It starts August 14th, and it's for first-time home buyers. There's $5 million currently in funds. The grant is up to $25,000 for each person. And you basically would just probably need to make under $80,000 a year, be a first-time home buyer in a minority. Those are really, or if you aged out of the foster care system, there are a lot of different things that will qualify you for this program.
And to find out what those things are, what number do they need to call?
317-430-2277, 317-430-2277. 317-430-2277.
Well, you're a fast learner. You get that number 3 times, y'all. All right. So now, if for whatever reason you don't qualify for the $25,000, off air we were talking about the other one, which is $15,000 grant. This is free money, y'all. When we start talking about grants, we want to be sustainable. We don't want 100% dependency on grants, but a lot of wealthy people do not use their own money to create wealth.
True.
They don't. And so a lot of times we're thinking, well, where am I going to get this $25,000 or $15,000 or closing cost money from, an appraisal? What's the average cost of an appraisal today?
About $500.
About $500. So you start talking about all these costs here. Well, $25,000 and $15,000 is going to cover a lot of that. It's somebody else's money coming from somewhere who want to see more people have an opportunity to buy a house. So don't wait. Pick up the phone. If you've already called 317-430-2277, then call your cousin, call your auntie, call your friend who they want to buy a house. And they've been saying, I would buy a house, but I don't have enough money saved up. I would buy a house. Well, now Summer's here talking about a program that's going to start next week. So you have several days. Today, I think, is the 10th. So you have several days before this program is going to start. So you can get in line now and get the process started. And it's as simple as calling
317-430-2277, 317-430-2277, 317-430-2277.
All right. So let's talk about this $15,000.
So that one is a lot like the So the $25,000, you're not going to use all $25,000 for down payment, closing costs. So a lot of that is going to go towards buying down your rate. The $15,000, I've used that program a lot in the past, and I've had clients walk away with money. It's just a phenomenal program. You don't have a down payment. It goes towards closing costs and the appraisal. So the only thing that you would really need to come and bring to the table is your earnest money, which is refundable at closing, which is generally 1%. So be prepared for that. And your home inspection, which I have various different inspectors that I have relationships with, various different prices. The most you would probably pay is about $500.
All right. So get on the phone, y'all. 317-430-2277. Make a note of that number just in case you were driving or whatever you were doing, you couldn't call. 317-430-2277. Take it to church tomorrow so that you can share with the folks at church. Go on to the phone, Reverend Phillips. Thank you for your patience. Welcome to the program.
Yes, I like to know if I'm qualified for it.
Well, give me a call, and I will definitely try to get you to the lender to see if that is something that you can.
Let's see. I'm gonna get the number here. Okay. What's the number?
317-430.
Wait a minute. 430.
Yes, sir. 2277.
2277.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I see. Okay, and will you be in office?
So I will give I've received quite a bit of calls here already, and I'll call everybody back between today and Monday to make sure that we get you guys into the lender. If I can't contact you today, then I want to try to get everyone in to the lender by Monday because it is time sensitive. It starts and rolls out on the 14th. So I'll get you a call back.
You got my name and number?
Well, Reverend Phillips, that's the office right there. That number you got, that's the office, and you call that number, and she's going to connect with you and answer all your questions, and hopefully you'll be a homeowner pretty soon. All right?
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor.
All right, Reverend Phillips.
Have a good day.
God bless you. All right, y'all. If you have any questions for Summer, 317-972-3008. 317-972-3008 is the number to call. Summer, I think we were talking about that $15,000, but I also want to ask you a question about staging, because there's a lot about staging a house. What does that mean? How important is that, if it's important at all, when it comes to being able to sell your home?
So it just depends. It really depends. So I wouldn't say it's incredibly important, but it will help with the sale. People want to envision their things in the house. They want to know what this room possibly could be. Is this a dining room? Is this a living room? What is this? So staging does help from that perspective. But it's not absolutely necessary. It does help that buyer envision how they would have their life in the house, though.
So give us some decluttering ideas, because if you've lived in a home for a certain amount of time, it's just amazing what you accumulate.
For sure. I would just say, I don't know. You might need to get a storage. I'd like to live minimalistically, so I don't like a lot of clutter. So just get rid of it. And we live in a digital world too now, where you can save most of your files. your tapes, all that stuff. You can get that on your computer. You can put that on a hard drive. So I would just, the things that you can get rid of, I would encourage you to get rid of those things and, you know, minimize the clutter. Just keep it minimal.
All right. So keep it minimal. There's Goodwill, Salvation Army. Some of these folks will pick up things.
Yes.
If you put it all together, they'll pick it up. There's also companies out there that will come and take it away for you for a nominal cost. There are people on TaskRabbit that will come and help you pack up some stuff and get rid of some stuff. There's just all kind of ways to do that. Friends and family to help you maybe for a week or a couple of weekends to get your house sale ready. It's an exciting process. And Summer, I can remember when we had sold some homes, we'd have garage sales.
Oh, yes. That's a good one.
And you make some money.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people now that go around and that's what they do.
Frequenting the yard sales. Yeah, that's a great one. And then you get, you get a little money on the side too.
It might help out for this whole process of being able to sell your house.
For sure. Some of the repairs maybe, or getting new flooring put in so you can get top dollar.
Now, is this something that you also provide when people actuate you as their realtor? You start making recommendations. This is something that you do?
Absolutely. The first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you. I want to come into the house and I want to evaluate it. No judgment, just basically tell you how you can win. I want to strategize a plan with you for you to be a winner. So
I like that. Strategize for you to be a winner, and it's all about selling that home. And then you can also, of course, represent that same person in buying another house. So sell the one that they're in and buying a new one.
And we do have a lot of loan products too. If you qualify, we have something called a bridge loan or a blanket loan product where you could get your house sold and simultaneously be buying the other house versus selling the house, living somewhere for a couple of days or a couple of weeks until you find another house, and waiting a month to close on the other house. We have something that can help you be able to have both of the houses under your belt at the same time. So it just makes it a lot more convenient.
I wasn't aware of that. A bridge loan.
Bridge loans, and there's another product. It's a blanket loan.
So these loans, how are they? So are they paid back once you sell, or how does that work?
Yes. So I believe with the blanket loan product, I've used that one once before. I think they give you about 3 months. They give you up to a year total to sell it, but of course you would be responsible for the payment if you don't sell it within a certain amount of time. And I believe that amount of time is 3 months, which is more than enough time to get your house sold.
So it allows you to move out of the house, pay rent somewhere perhaps, or
it allows you not to do that. So you can live in your house while you're selling it, or you don't even have to put your house on the market yet. You buy a house first.
Oh, okay.
You don't even put your house on the market, and then you turn around once you buy your house, then you put your house on the market.
Okay. And for more information, detailed information, give them the number they can call.
317-430-2277, 317-430-2277, 317-430-2277.
And that home boost, I think that's been the highlight of the show on today.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And perfect timing, y'all, that this particular program is going to be rolling out on August the 14th, which is next week, but you can get in line early. I have seen people wait and say, oh, I'm waiting until the 14th. Don't wait. Yesterday is a promise. Yesterday is spent. Today is now. Now is the time that you want to get on the phone and call 317-430-2277, 317-430-2277, 317-430-2277. Summer Wilson is here. This is free information, y'all. That's why we're here, to help you. It is important that everybody who wants to be a homeowner can be that. And you're building wealth every time you make the payment. Every time you make the payment, you are building wealth, equity. And so when you get ready to retire, if let's say you're 30 years old, or even 25, let's say you're 25 years old and you get in this home boost program and you're making less than $80,000 a year and you qualify and you get that $25,000 grant and you buy down the rate, with some of the money that's left over. So now you got a good rate, which means you're paying less interest, and most of your payment is going toward the principal. So every time there's a payment made, some of that money goes to the principal, which is what you borrowed. Some of it goes toward paying for the money that you borrowed. That's how people who have money make more money. Banks and folks like that. They need you. They need us to buy.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, you are building wealth. So at 25, and let's say you want to retire at 65 or 55, well, by then, let's say a $200,000 house, let's say you've paid it off now and you sell it. And years later, let's say now that house is worth $400,000.
That house in 40 years, that house is gonna be way over 400,000. It's probably gonna. I mean, at that point, it might be $1 million with the way inflation is right now.
If you kept it that long,
Yeah.
So when you sell it, guess who the money goes to? That goes to you. All that money goes to you. How about that? So hopefully we've been able to help you on today. And Summer, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure being here.
You're welcome. And one more time, if people want to get in line for this Home Boost program, $5 million on the table, up to $25, up to $25,000 grant for closing costs, appraisals, buying down the rate. What number do they need to call now?
317-430-2277. 317-430-2277. 317-430-2277.
All right, that's Summer Wilson. Hopefully we'll have you back at some point.
Hopefully, I would love to come back.
Yeah, and I would love to hear about some of these folk who have been calling and their success stories.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. AJ was on the switches over here. He's done a great job as usual. From all of us here at Praise AM 1310 95.1 in these Inspiration Station, we like you, we love you, and you make us smile. Have a great weekend.
I'm excited. Thank you so much.
You can say bye to the people.
Bye, people. Thank you for tuning in.